Today's video is all about a litter of mini Labradoodle puppies that are 1 week old. Today we're going to tell you about each of the puppies in our High Hopes litter of Australian Labradoodle puppies, and we're going to give you a little bit of information about each of the individual puppies as well as the litter as a whole, and then some update information on Mama Labradoodle Hazel. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and today we're looking at this litter of adorable box of chocolates. Everybody is chocolate, including Mama Hazel, and it's just the prettiest little litter. Very consistent and just amazing, all of these pretty different shades of chocolate we have in the 5 puppies from this litter. So these puppies are a week old and they're really doing nicely. Everybody's gaining weight well. We have one little tiny girl that we'll talk about, little yellow collar girl. She's our little last born puppy and just a teensy little one, but she is doing very well. We have no concerns about her. She's gaining weight nicely. Everybody is meeting all of their milestones. They're a very happy, contented litter. Hazel is one of our very best mom dogs in the world. Hazel is totally devoted when she has puppies. Everything she does is all centered around her puppies. She is one of the few dogs who is dedicated enough that she will not leave them even when they're older. And even though she's an experienced mom, this is her 3rd litter. Many of the moms, after they've had a litter, they are not as attentive to their puppies anymore, and they'll be much more interested in coming out of the nest. Not so with Hazel. Hazel remains completely devoted to her puppies and spends all of her time here. She comes out for very brief periods of time to come say hi to us, to go to the washroom, and she will go outside for short periods of time to have a little bit of time to stretch her legs, but not like the other moms. She doesn't go out and run around for any extended periods of time, and she won't until she's getting ready to wean her puppies. She is one of the kindest and most sensitive dogs that we have, and she's really an outstanding girl, and it shows in the care she gives to her puppies. So what we're going to do now is go through each of the puppies in their birth order, and we'll give you an update on their weight and just tell you a tiny little bit about each of them and let you know just how everyone is doing. So the firstborn in this litter is Red Collar, and she is this nice size girl here. Oh, and she's latched on, so she's going to be mad as I remove her. Oh, she says too bad. But you'll see, she has a nice big tummy, so she's not hurting. She doesn't need to be on there all the time. We don't need to worry about her. And you'll see what I mean about Hazel and how attentive she is. She immediately has her head up. She's watching to see what I'm doing and making sure that I don't do anything that she doesn't feel is safe for her puppy. So this pretty girl is a nice chunky girl. She's going to be a good sized mini Labradoodle. She'll be a large mini to a small medium. And you can see she has some really pretty highlights in her chocolate coloring. There's lots of bits of very dark brown, and then there's some golden mahogany type things through there too. And then she has these cute little toes that are dipped in white. And she has a little tiny smidge of white on her chest. And now she's going to show you how tired she is. And then she has a little bit of a white goatee. That white goatee is not going to be too obvious so as she gets older, because it is a pretty small one. So Red Collar Girl is one of the heftier puppies in the litter. Well, actually, she is the biggest puppy in the litter. So she has no problem making her way around the milk bar, as she can use her size and weight to her advantage. And there's Hazel's going to make sure that she gets her cleaned up after being touched. Here we go. I'm just going to put her over here, Hazel, if that's okay with you. Yeah, that's all right? There, good, because there's more room there. Next in the litter is Dark Blue Boy. He's just at the front here. Hi, handsome. And dark blue boy is very similar color to red collar girl, perhaps a little smidge darker, but you can see on the top of his head, you can really notice those beautiful caramel type coloration of highlights. Now the reason why we have different tones in this litter is Hazel herself carries for sable, which means you can get varying shades, and also Tatlow, who is the sire of this litter, his dad is a dilute chocolate. So Tatlow has some of that dilute gene in him as well. So that's what's making all of these really interesting colors that we have going on. So you can see again on this puppy's back on dark blue collar, not as many of the highlights as red collar has. So a much darker, deeper chocolate. And the tail is solid. And we have just a little smidge of white underneath the paws. So this puppy, oopsie, and then we have a more white on the chest than red collar. So really, really pretty puppy with just that lovely little hint of white on the chest. And then again, a little bit of a goatee. Hi, hi. And these puppies cannot see or hear yet. It's not time for that to happen, but they do like to show off their great big pink mouths and tongues. So that's our dark blue collar boy. And there's Hazel giving him a thorough cleaning after he's been handled by me. Next we have pink collar girl. And pink collar girl, I'm just going to detach her here gently. Just try and convince her it's okay. Well, she's going to get a little pre-rinse. Pink collar girl is one of the more interestingly marked puppies in this litter. So she looks a lot like her daddy Tatlow. She is definitely a lighter color of brown, you can see. Now these puppies their colors will probably all lighten as they get older. You can see that Hazel hasn't lightened up at all, but that's highly unusual. Most chocolate colored dogs do lighten quite quickly, usually by the time they're just over a year, if not even before then. But you can see pink collar girl is already more of a milk chocolate color. If you have her next to Hazel, you can really notice that she is quite a bit lighter. So much more the same color as Tatlow. And then she has all of this white markings, and she is what we call a tuxedo. So she has white around her nose, up her nose and onto her head, around on the collar, on the back of her, lots of white on the front, under the neck, the chest, and then up all four paws. So she is pretty much identical to Daddy Tatlow. And pink collar girl is weighing in at 509 grams. So she is also doing really nicely in the weight department. No problems there at all. Next is purple collar girl. I'm just going to swap out spots between purple and pink. And then purple collar girl, she's more that deeper color of chocolate again. So much more like Mama Hazel, much less so than Daddy Tatlow. Just this little tiny smidge of white in the chest, which is similar to what Hazel has. A little bit of white underneath the feet, but that's it. Otherwise she's solid, and you can see she is quite a bit of a darker shade of brown than her sister pink collar girl is. And purple collar girl is quite a little character. We can already see quite a bit of personality in her. So she often is going the wrong way or gets pushed out and is not where the group is, and she'll be quite willing to set up a bit of a squawk to let us know that, hey, I got left out, I can't find everybody, help, help, where are they? But that's just a young puppy thing that she has going on. And purple collar girl is 482 grams. And when she was born, she was 210. So just really doing nicely, more than doubled her birth weight, which is really a lovely thing to see in the first week. We really like to see them double their birth weight if possible in the first week. So she has accomplished that easily. And last but not least is our little tiny one. This is little yellow collar girl. And when she was born, she was just so tiny, only 176 grams. So at first we were a little concerned as to whether she would be okay. Because she's so much smaller, it's much harder for her to be able to nurse because the other puppies just come in and knock her right off. So we made a point of making sure that we were here to help her find a spot and stay attached. She has no problems attaching on her own though, and that's the biggest hurdle when you're little. As long as you can attach and latch and stay on, it's amazing the suction power a little puppy has. But if they're a little bit small and don't have the strength to latch on, then sometimes we have issues with the puppies being knocked off, and then that's when you run into trouble. But this little one, she's a fighter. She's doing great. She has nice large feet, so she's going to come along with no problem, and she is up already to 283 grams. So even though she's tiny, she's doing just great. So that's all the puppies. And that's the update for the 1 week update for this litter of mini Labradoodle puppies. And everyone is just doing well. Everything's going just as it should. Hazel's doing an awesome job. And we're really, really pleased with how this litter is developing. So we hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. And we hope that you'll be back to join us for our 2 week update next week, when we hope we have reached one of our major milestones of open eyes. Thanks so much for watching.